required at a, every level thereafter. I agree, and the challenge is daunting, but we have to make a difference. One of the things that I appreciate about the youth of today, there's many things I appreciate about the youth of today, but one of the things I appreciate is, it's not even just our own devotee youth, it's a pervasive mood that, like surveys of incoming freshmen at colleges in Europe and America, the survey shows they're choosing careers not by how many dollars they'll earn, but they want to make a difference. They want to be part of something that's going to make a difference. That's a wave. And we should, as preachers and visionaries and well-wishers for the well-being of planet Earth, we should catch that wave and be inviting for those that want to make a difference. I can give many examples of practical exchanges with persons, and that's what people want, young people want. That's great. We should get out of the way and let that wave come in, or guide it, properly, and refine it and purify it, and Krishna centerize that wave. But that's in this, on the topic of create the culture. The elders of the village determine the generational mood of the next generation coming up. So, at least I, for one, want to continue to, by sound vibration and by example as far as possible, create
Hare Krishna. Somebody raised the hand.
So can you please increase the font size? It's very small in phone.
Okay, bro.
take that medium, loving exchange with medium, to the instructions of our founder Acharya, and in that mood make those instructions manifest in real time.
Is it better?
Font size, text font size. In Word file, font size.
Okay.
The bottom right side bottom, we have see. You can see the 100% that you can increase to 120 or 130 like that.
Feels
Krishna Prabhu, we can't hear anything, Prabhu.
Sorry, Prabhu. We are not able to.
Prabhu, are you there?
Are you not able to hear, Prabhu?
We cannot hear anything, Prabhu.
Is it same for everybody or just for Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu. I mean, after Dhiralalit Prabhu asked you to increase the font size, we are not able to hear you. Neither the font size has been increased.
And collectively,
Is it better?
We can hear now, Prabhu.
You can hear,
Okay.
Prabhu.
Thank you. 1.7 point. I just rewind it a little bit.
Prabhu, wherever you highlighted with yellow, after that you can start, Prabhu.
Oh, okay. Where is that? Highlight is gone.
Come down, Prabhu.
That village. Ah,
See here.
okay. 1.09. Thank you, Prabhu.
they want to be part of something properly and refine it and purify it. And Krishna centerize that wave. But, that's in this, on the topic of create the culture, the elders of the village determine the generational mood of the next generation coming up. So, at least I, for one, want to continue to, by sound vibration and by example as far as possible, create the mood, or as you're saying, have a culture where loving exchanges are fostered. And then take that medium, loving exchanges medium, to the instructions of our founder Acharya, and in that mood make those instructions manifest in real time, in real space, in real life, and invite persons who want to be of that same mood, the loving exchange mood, participate and encourage and empower them. And there's all kinds of challenges in all of what I just said. It's easy to say it. And then it's, the 80-90% of our time is meeting the obstacles that get in the way of doing it. But staying fixed on, this is the dust of the lotus feet of Rupa Goswami, make it manifest by his mercy. Having faith in that, feeling the strength, empowerment from that. That's my understanding of how the culture can be manifest in this world. Change gradually. Mataji?
Maharaj, I just wanted to thank you for being here and bringing so many wonderful devotees here to Gitanagari, and just affirm that you're so right that what enlivens the holy Dham is the association of devotees taking darshan of Shri Shri Radha Damodar. So enlivening to have you here, and I just really want to thank you for your loving, your wonderful example of loving exchanges, of keeping forefront in your heart as you so sweetly express the Prabhupada's desires for Gitanagari and Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj's desires for Gitanagari. So I'm very inspired and very grateful.
Can you see Maharaj's smile? That's what we want. Something else? Back in the corner here. Last two questions. Try it again. We got the buzz, so it's probably something's happening.
I find that most of the times my absorption is limited to
Let me say back what I heard. I maybe caught it right or not. Most of the time in my Krishna consciousness, I'm involved in things centered around myself. And what I'm speaking about is things that are beyond that. So that's a big vision. How do we hold that? That's your question? It starts with the immediate relationships. Charity begins at home. So, your relationship with your husband starts there. Let that be a loving relationship. I mean, I'm not, for the edification of the persons in the room, she's doing that. Not like I'm chastising her for not doing that. But I'm speaking principle. So, that which is most proximate, make that a loving relationship. And then you go concentric circles. And to do that one, or the concentric circles, then there's resources that also manifest loving relationships. So, Ananda Vrindavan Devi Dasi may not be thinking, make the world a place of loving relationships. Let me work on my home, my heart. But what happens is, Bhaktivinoda Thakur described that sense of Taror Iva Sahishnana, the tolerance of that stuff that I may otherwise have just avoidance for because it's yuck. It's, there's just disturbances. So let me zone out. I don't want to. That changes in increments tolerance. And as the pure holy name enters, then it's caring deeply, compassion. An eruption, he describes, of compassion, where those circle of loving relationships expand. It happens when we receive the pure holy name. It just happens as we try to chant with purity, without offense. Receive in that condition of heart, receive the instructions of our disciplic succession and carry them in our heart. It awakens. It's our program. Our program is we have kirtan. We have this 1 hour kirtan in here. And then this receiving the instruction. So now keep that in the chamber of the heart. Apply it in your own heart. Apply it in your home. Apply it, and it'll just grow naturally. Let us be part of the culture of loving relationships with whomever we interact. We'll play our little part. What else? It's not it may be our interest, an area of concern, but this is... Okay. No problem. Taruni? Can you give the microphone to Taruni in the back?
Hare Krishna, there is 5 more minutes. I think we'll continue. Is it okay?
Yes. Yes, Guru.
Thank you.
Giving us that guidance. I think that sometimes that's what we need. something like their guidance in this. But I had a little thought, and I just want to say that in a family, you see, as you mentioned, that there is a mother and a father who is of the family. But how it works seems to be that there is, as Prabhupada, that the art of love and compromise, of seeing the needs and the desires and the willingness of all that is present, and how to actually implement that family feeling into a temple or community situation where everyone is respected enough to say, my idea of this vision, maybe I can help in this way, or see it in this way, and actually help each other to work in a positively fulfilling way. I just wonder if you could say how to bridge that gap, because in our family, if it's a very functional family, it works, and everyone's happy, everyone's pleased, loving. And so how to, not just be cordial and so-called loving, but really at the depth of every day, even that, just whatever it takes, how to bridge that.
I'll give 3 answers. Most important, at the heart of everything, is our theme for this weekend, and that is calling. Lord Chaitanya, actually, Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes, calling for Lord Nityananda to please deliver the pure holy name. Because that's how it's going to happen in ISKCON, or in the temple, or in our Sangha of the broader spiritual family. Another is for, I said it earlier, but I'll repeat it, starting with our leaders, but those who are followers of the leaders, to manifest that mood. As you said, it's mother and father and the children who are all part of that family. So it's the mother and father and the children who are part of the family in our ISKCON. The mothers and the fathers have to behave as loving, caregiving persons. And the followers need to receive that and reciprocate back. And what makes you happy as a mother is not just that the children of your family are nice to you, but are nasty to one another. That's not going to make mother happy. It's the siblings are loving amongst one another. Like Jai Jagannath's question, what if what if the siblings think, I have an understanding of what mom wants? Take a hike. Put up your dukes. We're going to battle it out to see who has the right understanding of what mom wants. That's not what mom wants. So, that's the second answer. Leaders and all levels of the membership need to express and by prachar and achar exhibit. And the third thing is, thank you very much for asking that question. Please come to Krishna Leela's seminar, because she wants to go into the how-to part. I'm like, take it in. Right? She's going to try anyway. But she's not going to lecture like I'm doing. She's going to have everybody do it. That's how she does it. So we're going to end there. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna. Devotees, anybody would like to share? We passed 5 minutes than what our regular pausing time was that, but just because it was about to end. So we concluded this current lecture 2.3.24. So any devotees would like to share? Very beautiful points from this question answer session, continuing from yesterday's class. I mean, yesterday what we heard. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Anybody would like to share some points? Am I audible? Hare Krishna.
Yes, yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Please tell me.
Yes, I mean, it's a very beautiful lecture. It's something very basic and fundamental that Maharaj is focusing on. And I like that line where it said that a loving relationship, I mean, whatever relationships we encounter, whatever places we come in, I mean, if we can make that a loving relationship, then that helps. So that line I like the most. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So, Maharaj telling that it is not just that. Sometimes we feel that our relationship is only at particular place and other place we can behave as we want. But Maharaj is actually instructing, advising, suggesting, guiding all of us that whomever we meet, it should be exhibited that loving relationship. Of course, it could be different in different contexts, but the principle remains same. Shankun Prabhu, did you raise your hand, Prabhu?
I didn't. I just wanted to give a small thing, but nothing else. Maybe after others. So
Okay, sure. Anybody else would like to share? Okay, so for me, I was seeing that there are many practical points that, and again, it was taking to the next level. First, I mean, the question that we heard up from Krishna Smaran Prabhu, that about culture, and Maharaj said that it is not somebody's responsibility, and that is how many times Shankun Prabhu would say that it's not somebody will come and create the culture for us. We are part of that, and we have to create that culture. And the second thing that Maharaj was appreciating about the youth, and it's so nice that the great personalities actually they see even if little good there, they would appreciate they fan that spark. And Maharaj was mentioning that the youth are not choosing their career, which one gives what package or something else, but rather they are choosing something on what I can contribute to the organization, society. So that's a very beautiful point. But what Maharaj said that, or instead of but I should say, that, however, we have to guide and refine it. That was very wonderful, wonderfully Maharaj was mentioning. And he said how we can do. He said two things that one can do is that sound vibration and by example. And that's so nice that he's showing by his personal example. And sound vibration is nothing but chanting the name of Lord Hari and the instructions of our founder Acharya. So the three things Maharaj said that. So how to guide and refine those youth, Maharaj said, by sound vibration, our own example, and the instructions of our founder Acharya. And then finally we can make it gradually, step by step, step by step, step by step. And at the last question, Maharaj was mentioning again 3 points that we can start from wherever we are. Charity begins at home. So that was another question that Maharaj said that 3 answers that he want to give. One was that he would like to say that charity begins at home. The culture of relationship with whomever we interact. And I think third, he would like Mataji to answer, or calling for Lord Chaitanya, calling for Lord Nityananda's mercy to deliver the pure holy name. Because when we call for Lord Nityananda Prabhu, so we would actually get strength, encouragement, motivation to chant by the mercy, because in a spiritual practices, it's not our endeavor that actually make us successful. It is the prayers by the mercy of coming in a disciplic succession with our endeavor can actually take us to the next level. Starting with our leaders, but those who are followers of the leaders to manifest that mood. It's not only the leaders, but even the followers also have to get that mood of what the leaders are exhibiting. So these were some points which I highlighted in the class. Thank you very much. Shankun bro. It is
Hare
1 minute
Krishna.
past 1 minute past 7 o'clock. Yes, bro, please go ahead.
Um, in the class, Maharaj asked like a devotee to say to point. He pointed it to Taruni Mataji there, and this Taruni Mataji is in one sense she's an elderly lady. She's a disciple of His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj, with a short diminutive lady, very unassuming, very simple Mataji there, but she has been part of the community for the past 20-30 years. And so one nice thing here is we can learn from Maharaj that when he wanted to give preference to people who had stayed in that Gita Nagari community. It's like that farm community where it's a farm, it's far away from the cities, and somebody who is sacrificing their life for a community project kept by Srila Prabhupada. And that's how he's showing his love, that amongst all of them, he said to Taruni Mataji, give it to her. He wants to hear her out. And he responded nicely to her. That was one thing Prabhupada liked there. And the other aspect about culture, it's a big topic. Culture has to be lived, and there are many fine aspects of culture which somehow or the other is not getting in at all. And as we go further and further on in this world, it may become even more tougher. But one thing which helps culture is regard for the person whom we think is embodying that culture. It could be our parent, it could be our guru, or it could be a devotee whom we like, or even somebody else. We become what we become the culture we embody is corresponds to the person we like, number one. Number two is, to the extent that we allow our emotions to rule us, to that extent we uh, we bring in a new culture in our own life, and most often it leads to a culture of depravity, or a culture of a culture which is not up to the ideal Vedic standards. And yes, as observed by Krishna's Prabhu and others in the message, in the lecture, the goal of bhakti, to have softness of the heart, doesn't come when the appropriate culture is not there. It's a problem. Like, for example, one of the aspects of culture is what we generally call as retorting. Many parents tell this about their children. They call it as back answer. Sometimes it's called. Maybe the right English word is retorting. And retorting has various ways. Like yesterday, I had my sister at home, and my nephew was also at home. And when you see elderly kids, like kids above the age of 18, 20, etc., there's a lot of tendency in them to just retort it, and that becomes a new culture, etc. Is it bad? Is it good? One has to understand how it is. In some cases, it becomes an expression for affection too. One wants to retort just so that, because I feel so comfortable with you, I can just say what I want with you. And it's not so, but so like if a person retorts, it's not so much about, hey, I don't like you, etc. It's just that I'm so comfortable with you that there is freedom for me to be with to talk whatever I want with you. That's one way which some people think like that, and many times parents misunderstand it. They think it is a threat to their position. It is so they don't take it as a conversation. They take it as a decision, yes or no. I tell something and you're not following it, and that degrades the relationship further. So sometimes a little maturity is required there. But there is the other side also, that an individual who is used to retorting with, say, with his parents, will do the same with others, not pausing to think or reflect what's the intention of the other person. So there's the other side of the coin, and this is where culture comes in. So the general culture is that ideally, to somebody who is once elder in age, one doesn't retort. One asks a question that you said this, and maybe I'm thinking this way. Is it okay that I have a difference of opinion instead of retorting? It's a refinement. That's one aspect of the culture. But the basic principle here is in the aspect of culture is that it's a mood of subservience and a mood of dependence. These two are have to be understood as core pillars of culture, and along with it comes the third aspect, which is another core pillar of culture, is human life is very valuable, and getting the fullness of bhakti as much as possible should be our prime endeavor, and let me do whatever it takes for that. When this core pillar is there, that let me get the fullness of bhakti, and second is subservience, uh, and this humility, mood of humility comes into picture, then gradually it comes to the mood of king kara, how can I help? And to the extent this mood of kim kara, what can I do to assist, comes, we become servants. And the more we become that servant, then gradually the heart becomes softened, because bhakti is an unveiling of the mood of service in the heart. It's not a it's not a path of accomplishment. It is a path of being an instrument for a devotee of Krishna. That's what bhakti is about. And I'm just connecting it to, we have our uh, sessions called the Meditations on Krishna on Saturdays. I wasn't there. I was told that somebody was just talking to me, and they told me a discussion that happened, that uh, is it important for us to like one way is bhakti is, as one does just practices whatever path, call it bhakti or anything else, Krishna will help us and he will make us purify. Or should we be aware of what's happening in our lives, what's happening in our feelings, and we should put conscious efforts to stop it? Or in other words, we have habits and we have bhakti. In Everybody has some habit which is not healthy, or can mean, it's different. For some it may be not waking up early, or for some it may not be to chant properly, or for some it may be to be rude. It can be anything. So the contention is, can we just practice bhakti and not bother about the bad habits? uh, or let us not even label it as bad habits, good habits, etc. One point of view was, bhakti is so powerful that automatically, like magically, it's just going to remove the bad habits. uh, and the other thought was, no, you'll have to, or we have to consciously work on it. the what I have learned here is, when something is revealed to us, that, hey, this is something nice. I can use it in the service of Krishna, or this is something is revealed in us. I have, like, say, I have been revealed. I have a talent. I have something. Then we have to see how can I use it in the service of Krishna and devotees and the people of the world. Number one, or something I have which is not healthy. Then that should also be seen as a gift from Krishna, that he wants me to see how best I can avoid it. Not like to overly focused on it, but recognize it and say, oh, this is a pattern that is coming. In other words, if we do not acknowledge the gift that is coming from Krishna, a revelation is a gift coming from Krishna, a revelation of my strengths and my weaknesses. If we do not recognize that, then it's a problem. So what do we do with when we recognize we have strength? We use it in Krishna's service, saying it's not mine. It's Krishna has bestowed upon me for some time in this body with this particular mind. Let me use it. Second is when there is a weakness. Oh, Krishna wants me to see if ever another situation happens, I can use it to depend on Krishna that I have this habit. Please help me. So it is used as a means to depend more on Krishna. That's the devotional way of looking at it. And when one does it that way, a culture of humility and dependence, true humility and true dependence comes. And that's how all of us can help contribute to a greater society, a society which moves forward in life. That's it, Yugalakishore.
Thank you, Prabhu. So nicely you summarized and also many things. So thank you very much. We are already 12 minutes past 7 o'clock. We'll pause here. We'll continue tomorrow next lecture. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. His Holiness Prabhupada Maharaj ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.